Ready. Play.
Alex Eala against Zheng Qinwen, the Far East derby, the one that all of our early morning viewers are tuning in for.
Yeah, I've just checked the time in Manila. It's 11 minutes to 6 in the morning. So if you are tuning in from the Philippines, do give us a wave or some sort of indication you're awake in the chat. But you also hit the like button and all that other jazz. But yeah, I finally balanced one for various reasons. I would suggest some people might be thinking actually that it's not finely balanced and that maybe Alex is a warm favorite because of Qinwen's form. But Qinwen is someone who, when it gets back together, not probably a bit better than bit of a stronger case for this one than even Emma Navarro, in that when it gets back for Qinwen, who had that lengthy spell off last year. Did she play the US Open last year? I'm not sure, but
I don't think she did, because I remember Wuhan being a comeback. I think she didn't. She basically missed the entire US hardcourt swing.
Right, and I remember the scene of her, or at least the Instagram post from her, when she said she was, going to be off the tour for a few weeks or months, and it was like, oh no, that's a bit of a pity because
I think she tried to play Beijing or Wuhan, then made the injury worse.
Yeah, I think she came back a bit too soon. Certainly, I know Brenna was of that belief, and probably was the case. And then she's obviously played a fair bit of tennis this year, but hasn't shown the same levels that she had pre-injury. Now, there's still plenty of weeks and months. If this continued for another 6 months, then I think I'll be more concerned. But I've seen so many players have semi-serious injuries, and it can some just come back firing and buff off they go. But 99% or a large percentage anyway takes them weeks or months before they get it back. And maybe this is it. Now, Qinwen feels more confident than ever. And it'll be one of those things that'll come up in press after, if she wins this match against Eala, for example. It'll be one of those saying, look, I haven't felt great for the last few months. I'm feeling okay, but I'm not quite feeling the rhythm. But now I'm ready. It'll be one of those, if she wins this match, it'll be one of those sort of quotes that could well emerge. But people will be leaning Eala because of the amount of wins that she's had on the tour this year. And also when she has a little break, she goes away for a couple of weeks, maybe a bit longer, and she's raring to go. It's sometimes when I just felt that she was running on fumes in that first round in Bad Homburg, for example, before losing there to Elise Mertens, I think it was in the first round, that you sort of like, okay, but then she recharges a bit, has a few really good wins at Wimbledon as well before again running out of steam. But when she has a spell away, and by the way, this grass I think is great for her game, but it's something that maybe caught her a bit by surprise, and maybe one or two others as well, but it does suit her well. Plus, there's just one or two less competitors, but hard court is what she grew up on, as she told me last year in Portugal when we spoke. And so this is her domain. It's also during this spell where she had her first ever Grand Slam win, beating Clara Towson at the US Open last year. So, yeah, why not kick on and get some more wins? And who knows, maybe even be in the top 20 after the US Open.
Could be. That would be, there's a huge opportunity there, points on the table. You could also argue Zheng it's hard to her domain. Obviously, she would have grown up on those as well.
Yeah.
Albeit her biggest results have arguably come on clay with that Olympic title.
Yeah.
But Australian Open final, WTA finals final on the hard courts. I would say though, she tends to perform better in kind of the Asia, Australia hard courts than the US ones. Thinking about Zheng's level, I think the closest we saw, I think the only glimpse we saw of her old level was against Rybakina in Doha, where they played 3 sets, and that was a real battle. That was when Rybakina was coming off the high of the Australian Open and was playing pretty well still. And then since then, it's not really come together. Now, grass, I don't think is too much to panic about, because Zheng has never performed that well on grass, and she always seems to run into Katerina Siniakova at the first round of Wimbledon and loses. It just seems to be a habit with her. But
one of the players that has played a few matches at least since Wimbledon. So I mentioned a few that haven't, and a lot of the big guns haven't, but she has at least played a couple in Greece, albeit I would have expected her to win those 2 matches before going down to eventual champion Barbora Krejcikova. So, maybe she's got something a little bit advantageous over Alex in that respect.
Possibly, although I would also say that at the moment, if you look at kind of the pattern, she underperformed a bit in the Sunshine Double. Clay wasn't as good as she would have hoped. That's why she's fallen outside the top 100 now.
Okay.
And you know, if you look at those results, yeah, great to get to the quarterfinals, but as soon as she runs into an opponent of any serious quality, she's losing at the moment. And I think Alex is currently in that category of, okay, though she beat Keys in Miami. That's pretty good. That's probably her last good win.
Yeah.
Satellite was very excited, but then we've got, so Alex made the last 16 of both Sunshine doubles. Obviously, she's coming off a really good, strong grass season we talked about. She likes North American hard as a surface. Obviously, that Miami run last year is still very much in her legend.
She's won a lot of matches this year. I mean, she's played a lot, but she's won a lot. I mean, Bad Homburg was first round, but everywhere else, she's winning somewhere between 1 and 3 matches, basically 1 and 4 matches. French Open, okay, not the case, but she ran into Jovic there. But most tournaments, she's turning up. She's, you know, Rome. I mean, basically, I said before her clay court season, as long as she does better than last year when she was 2 and 4, it's almost a success. And I think getting to the third round, because I'm sorry, Alex might get a little soft 250 at some point in her career, but she's probably not going to be making the quarters at the French Open in her career, I don't think. Whereas I wouldn't be surprised if she makes the quarters at all 3 of the other slams.
Agreed. And I think it's those match wins that you talked about, that sort of heavy success that she's had on the tour, lots and lots of wins compared to Zheng, who maybe has had to work a bit more for those wins recently this year. This is why I'm in those category of people that I am leaning pretty much towards Eala to win this match. I think Zheng, I agree, has the potential, has the quality when it all comes together to beat Eala on a hard court. I think that's pretty clear. I don't know if that's, but at the moment she can't be relied upon to produce that right now, which is why odds are this is going to be an Eala win.
I'm just leaning Eala as well. There isn't really I wouldn't expect a blowout either way, but there isn't any other scoreline. I mean, a tight 2-set win for Qinwen is also possible, but I'm probably going to go for a tight 2-set win for Alex as well.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
Alex Eala against Zheng Qinwen, the Far East Derby, the one that all of our early morning viewers are tuning in for.
Yeah, I've just checked the time in Manila. It's 11 minutes to 6 in the morning. So if you are tuning in from the Philippines, do give us a wave or some sort of indication you're awake in the chat. But also hit the like button and all that other jazz. But yeah, I finally balanced one for various reasons, I would suggest. Some people might be thinking actually that it's not finely balanced and that maybe Alex is a warm favorite because of Qinwen's form. But Qinwen is someone who, when it gets back together, you know, not probably a bit better than bit of a stronger case for this one than even Emma Navarro, in that when it gets back for Qinwen, who had that lengthy spell off last year. Did she play the US Open last year? I'm not sure, but
I don't think she did, because I remember Wuhan being a comeback. I think she didn't. She basically missed the entire US hard court swing.
Right, and I remember the scene of her, or at least the Instagram post from her, when she said she was, you know, going to be off the tour for a few weeks or months, and it was like, oh no, that's a bit of a pity, because I think she was.
I think she tried to play Beijing or Wuhan, then made the injury worse.
Yeah, I think she came back a bit too soon. Certainly, I know Brenner was of that belief, and probably was the case. And then she's obviously played a fair bit of tennis this year, but hasn't shown the same levels that she had pre-injury. Now, there's still plenty of weeks and months. You know, if this continued for another 6 months, then I think I'll be more concerned. But you know, since so many players have semi-serious injuries, and it can some just come back firing and boof off they go. But 99% or a large percentage anyway takes them weeks or months before they get it back. And maybe this is it. Now, Qinwen feels more confident than ever. And it'll be one of those things that'll come up in press after, if she wins this match against Eala, for example, it'll be one of those saying, look, I haven't felt great for the last few months. I'm feeling okay, but I'm not quite feeling the rhythm. But now I'm ready. You know, it'll be one of those, if she wins this match, it'll be one of those sort of quotes that could well emerge. But people will be leaning Eala because of the amount of wins that she's had on the tour this year. And also when she has a little break, she goes away for a couple of weeks, maybe a bit longer, and she's raring to go. You know, it's sometimes when I just felt that she was running on fumes in that first round in Bad Homburg, for example, before losing there to Elise Mertens, I think it was in the first round, that you sort of like, okay, but then she recharges a bit, has a few really good wins at Wimbledon as well before again running out of steam. But when she has a spell away, and by the way, this grass I think is great for her game, but it's something that maybe caught her a bit by surprise and maybe one or two others as well. But it does suit her well. Plus, there's just one or two less competitors. But hard court is what she grew up on, as she told me last year in Portugal when we spoke. And so this is her domain. It's also during this spell where she had her first ever Grand Slam win, beating Clara Towson at the US Open last year. So, yeah, why not kick on and get some more wins? And who knows, maybe even be in the top 20 after the US Open.
Could be. That would be. There's a huge opportunity there. Points on the table. I mean, you could also argue Zheng it's hard to her domain. Obviously, she would have grown up on those as well.
Yeah.
Albeit her biggest results have arguably come on clay with that Olympic title.
Yeah.
But you know, Australian Open final, WTA finals final on the hard courts. I would say though, she tends to perform better in kind of the Asia, Australia hard courts than the US ones. Thinking about Zheng's level, I think the closest we saw, I think the only glimpse we saw of her old level was against Rybakina in Doha, where they played 3 sets, and that was a real battle. That was when Rybakina was coming off the high of the Australian Open and was playing pretty well still. And then since then, it's not really come together. Now, grass, I don't think is too much to panic about because Zheng has never performed that well on grass, and she always seems to run into Katerina Siniakova at the first round of Wimbledon and loses. It just seems to be a habit with her. But
she's one of the players that has played a few matches at least since Wimbledon. So I mentioned a few that haven't, and a lot of the big guns have, but she has at least played a couple in Greece, albeit I would have expected her to win those 2 matches before going down to the eventual champion Barbora Krejcikova. So, you know, maybe she's got something a little bit advantageous over Alex in that respect.
Possibly, although I would also say that at the moment, if you look at kind of the pattern, like, you know, she underperformed a bit in the Sunshine Double. Clay wasn't as good as she would have hoped. That's why she's fallen outside the top 100 now.
Okay.
And, you know, if you look at those results, great to get to the quarterfinals, but as soon as she runs into an opponent of any serious quality, she's losing at the moment. And I think Alex is currently in that category of, okay, though she beat Keys in Miami. That's pretty good. That's probably her last good win.
Yeah.
Sabalenka was very excited, but then we've got, so Alex made the last 16 of both Sunshine Doubles. Obviously, she's coming off a really good, strong grass season we talked about. She likes North American hard as a surface. Obviously, that Miami run last year is still very much in her legend.
She's won a lot of matches this year. I mean, she's played a lot, but she's won a lot. I mean, Bad Homburg was first round, but everywhere else, she's winning somewhere between 1 and 3 matches, basically 1 and 4 matches. French Open, okay, not the case, but she ran into Jovic there. But most tournaments, she's turning up. She's, you know, Rome. I mean, basically, I said before her clay court season, as long as she does better than last year when she was 2 and 4, it's almost a success. And I think getting to the 3rd round, because I'm sorry, Alex might get a little soft 250 at some point in her career, but she's probably not going to be making the quarters at the French Open in her career, I don't think. Whereas I wouldn't be surprised if she makes the quarters at all 3 of the other slams.
Agreed. And I think it's those match wins that you talked about, that sort of heavy success that she's had on the tour, lots and lots of wins compared to Zheng, who maybe has had to work a bit more for those wins recently this year. This is why I'm in those category of people that I am leaning pretty much towards Eala to win this match. I think Zheng, I agree, has the potential, has the quality when it all comes together to beat Eala on a hard court. I think that's pretty clear. I don't know if that's, but at the moment she can't be relied upon to produce that right now, which is why odds are this is going to be an Eala win.
I'm just leaning Eala as well. There isn't really I wouldn't expect a blowout either way, but there isn't any other scoreline. I mean, a tight 2-set win for Qinwen is also possible, but I'm probably going to go for a tight 2-set win for Alex as well.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
Alex Eala against Zheng Qinwen, the Far East derby, the one that all of our early morning viewers are tuning in for.
Yeah, I've just checked the time in Manila. It's 11 minutes to 6 in the morning. So if you are tuning in from the Philippines, do give us a wave or some sort of indication you're awake in the chat. But also hit the like button and all that other jazz. But yeah, I finally balanced one for various reasons. I would suggest some people might be thinking actually that it's not finely balanced and that maybe Alex is a warm favorite because of Qinwen's form. But Qinwen is someone who, when it gets back together, not probably a bit better than bit of a stronger case for this one than even Emma Navarro, in that when it gets back for Qinwen, who had that lengthy spell off last year. Did she play the US Open last year? I'm not sure, but
I don't think she did, because I remember Wuhan being a comeback. I think she didn't. She basically missed the entire US hard court swing.
Right, and I remember the scene of her, or at least the Instagram post from her, when she said she was, going to be off the tour for a few weeks or months, and it was like, oh no, that's a bit of a pity because I
think she tried to play Beijing or Wuhan, then made the injury worse.
Yeah, I think she came back a bit too soon. Certainly, I know Brenner was of that belief, and probably was the case. And then she's obviously played a fair bit of tennis this year, but hasn't shown the same levels that she had pre-injury. Now, there's still plenty of weeks and months. If this continued for another 6 months, then I think I'll be more concerned. But I've seen so many players have semi-serious injuries, and it can some just come back firing and buff off they go. But 99% or a large percentage anyway takes them weeks or months before they get it back. And maybe this is it. Now, Qinwen feels more confident than ever, and it'll be one of those things that'll come up in press after, if she wins this match against Eala, for example. It'll be one of those saying, look, I haven't felt great for the last few months. I'm feeling okay, but I'm not quite feeling the rhythm. But now I'm ready. It'll be one of those, if she wins this match, it'll be one of those sort of quotes that could well emerge. But people will be leaning Eala because of the amount of wins that she's had on the tour this year. And also when she has a little break, she goes away for a couple of weeks, maybe a bit longer, and she's raring to go. It's sometimes when I just felt that she was running on fumes in that first round in Bad Homburg, for example, before losing there to Elise Mertens, I think it was in the first round, that you sort of like, okay, but then she recharges a bit, has a few really good wins at Wimbledon as well before again running out of steam. But when she has a spell away, and by the way, this grass I think is great for her game, but it's something that maybe caught her a bit by surprise, and maybe one or two others as well. But it does suit her well. Plus, there's just one or two less competitors. But hard court is what she grew up on, as she told me last year in Portugal when we spoke. And so this is her domain. It's also during this spell where she had her first ever Grand Slam win, beating Clara Towson at the US Open last year. So, yeah, why not kick on and get some more wins? And who knows, maybe even be in the top 20 after the US Open.
Could be. That would be. There's a huge opportunity there. Points on the table. I mean, you could also argue Zheng it's hard to her domain. Obviously, she would have grown up on those as well. Yeah. Albeit her biggest results have arguably come on clay with that Olympic title.
Yeah.
But Australian Open final, WTA finals final on the hard courts. I would say though, she tends to perform better in kind of the Asia, Australia hard courts
True.
than the US ones. Thinking about Zheng's level, I think the closest we saw, I think the only glimpse we saw of her old level was against Rebecca in Doha, where they played 3 sets, and that was a real battle. That was when Rebecca was coming off the high of the Australian Open and was playing pretty well still. And then since then, it's not really come together. Now, grass, I don't think is too much to panic about because Zheng has never performed that well on grass, and she always seems to run into Katerina Siniakova at the first round of Wimbledon and loses. It just seems to be a habit with her. But
she's one of the players that has played a few matches at least since Wimbledon. So I mentioned a few that haven't, and a lot of the big guns haven't. But she has at least played a couple in Greece, albeit I would have expected her to win those 2 matches before going down to eventual champion Barbora Krejcikova. So, you know, maybe she's got something a little bit advantageous over Alex in that respect.
Possibly, although I would also say that at the moment, if you look at kind of the pattern, like, you know, she underperformed a bit in the Sunshine Double. Clay wasn't as good as she would have hoped. That's why she's fallen outside the top 100 now.
Okay.
And, you know, if you look at those results, yeah, great to get to the quarterfinals. But as soon as she runs into an opponent of any serious quality, she's losing at the moment. And I think Alex is currently in that category of, okay, though she beat Keys in Miami. That's pretty good. That's probably her last good win.
Yeah.
Sabalenka was very excited, but then we've got, so Alex made the last 16 of both Sunshine Doubles. Obviously, she's coming off a really good, strong grass season we talked about. She likes North American hard as a surface. Obviously, that Miami run last year is still very much in her legend.
She's won a lot of matches this year. I mean, she's played a lot, but she's won a lot. I mean, Bad Homburg was first round, but everywhere else, she's winning somewhere between 1 and 3 matches, basically 1 and 4 matches. French Open, okay, not the case, but she ran into Jovic there. But most tournaments, she's turning up. She's, you know, Rome. I mean, basically, I said before her clay court season, as long as she does better than last year when she was 2 and 4, it's almost a success. And I think getting to the 3rd round, because I'm sorry, Alex might get a little soft 250 at some point in her career, but she's probably not going to be making the quarters at the French Open in her career, I don't think. Whereas I wouldn't be surprised if she makes the quarters at all 3 of the other slams.
Agreed. And I think it's those match wins that you talked about, that sort of heavy success that she's had on the tour, lots and lots of wins compared to Zheng, who maybe has had to work a bit more for those wins recently. This year, this is why I'm in those category of people that I am leaning pretty much towards Eala to win this match. I think Zheng, I agree, has the potential, has the quality when it all comes together to beat Eala on a hard court. I think that's pretty clear. I don't know if that's, but at the moment she can't be relied upon to produce that right now, which is why odds are this is going to be an Eala win.
I'm just leaning Eala as well. There isn't really I wouldn't expect a blowout either way, but there isn't any other scoreline. I mean, a tight 2-set win for Qinwen is also possible, but I'm probably going to go for a tight 2-set win for Alex as well.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Oh, that's some intro. Hi, Amanda. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. All right, match has already started here. It's 40-15 for Eala.
Yeah. What do we think of the green, all green outfit?
I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah. It's more of a good contrast against the blue court rather than like the green skirting. It's like the lighter green skirting on the outside of the court, but yeah, the line does look good.
Nice It's always nice after Wimbledon to get some color back in the outfits.
Yep. 40-30 here. First time that these two have played each other.
Oh, and there's a double fault. Reduce.
We heard John's prediction and Nick's prediction. Both of them were going for Eala in a tight 2-setter. How are you feeling about this one?
I would also go with Eala winning. I think maybe it'll go to 3 though. I just feel like Zheng has a lot of these matches where she does challenge her higher ranked opponents and they go to 3 sets and then ultimately she loses a lot of those. So I feel like this will be another one that follows that trend.
Mm-hmm. I think that's certainly the more responsible way to pick. I think I'm going for, I don't know, it's tough to say if this would be a little bit of an upset, but I think I'm going to pick Zheng to win this one. We'll see what happens, though.
I mean, definitely a fair pick. She's for sure underranked compared to her best level.
Yeah, this is a former Slam finalist at the Australian Open in, was that 25?
I think it was 24.
24.
Yeah, 24.
24. Been struggling with injuries off and on for the better part of the year and of the last year, and hasn't had a ton of consistency since coming back. Certainly starting to play a little bit more, but I don't think she's gotten to the quarterfinals anywhere this year yet.
Yeah, it's been definitely a tough time for her on this comeback, but you know, she's still, like you said, she's still the player that made the Australian Open final. Like I'm sure she can get back there.
Serving now for the first time in this match from the far end of the court. It's serve a little bit out. I'm just looking through her results for the entire season. She's 11-11 on the year, but has lost to Rybakina and Sabalenka combined 4 times.
Oh.
Which,
yeah, that'll happen.
well, yeah, a little bit difficult.
Yeah, and I mean, Sabalenka is one of her worst matchups. I think for a while she didn't have a win. I think she has one now, but still pretty lopsided head to head.
Yeah, she does have one win now, but there was a while where she couldn't even get a set off of Sabalenka. Sometimes it would serve well enough to get her to a tiebreak, but I mean, we all know how good Sabalenka is in those.
Yes.
So not many people are winning tiebreaks against her. It's love 30 here.
Oof. An ace.
Yeah. Well timed.
I feel like her serve, it's like it's so good when it's good, but it's very inconsistent.
It is. I go back and forth in between. Like there are times where it feels like a strength of her game, and then also sometimes it is the area that needs the most improvement. You can see Alex standing well inside the court here. Or this return on second serve takes a lot of time away from Zheng, who hits a forehand outside of the lines. It's 2 break points here. Very aggressive returning positioning from her so far in this opening game.
Yeah, I feel like she usually has a pretty aggressive return position. She takes returns very early.
Ball boy taking his time to get to that one.
Oh, and Eala breaks. Early.
Good start from her.
Yeah, I mean, if she keep like the return quality in that game, if she keeps that up, then Zheng is going to have a very difficult time in this matchup because she can break serve, but if she can't hold, then it won't really matter.
Yep. So this will update soon, hopefully. But it is 2-love. Eala is serving now. And Zheng hits a forehand long.
Yeah, a lot of early errors.
Certainly a bit of a slow start from her. It is quite a warm day in Washington, D.C. at the moment, 85. Of course, fairly humid, not quite as...
summer.
It always is. Not quite as warm as Memphis is right now. I think they've had...
Yeah.
I think I just saw they've already had a second heat break for matches.
Yeah, I saw the play was suspended yesterday because of the heat.
Mm-hmm. There's a scorcher out there. Another error in forehand from Zheng.
Definitely a choice to have a tournament in Memphis in July.
Yep. I forget. Was Memphis replacing Cleveland on the schedule? I believe that's where this license came from.
This whole part of the season, the 250s have just been shuffled around and taken off the board.
Yep. It's been a little bit of a mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's been lots of discussion about the 2-week 1000s and how they're impacting the tour. And I feel like a big part of that is 250s kind of have to get out of the way.
Yep. Hey, Jake. Yeah, I mean, that's the reality when you've got Indian Wells, Miami, Madrid, Rome, Canadian Open, and Cincinnati that are all 2 weeks Masters now. There's just not enough weeks for everything. And I know they try to do this weird overlap thing with Canada and Cincinnati.
It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
Why are we having finals on weekdays? That's just not...
Yeah.
It's just not working. And the thing with Canada is the tours aren't even in the same city. So it makes no sense for the scheduling.
Yeah. They flip back and forth in between Toronto and Montreal, where the men's and women's tournaments are held.
Mm-hmm. 40 love to deuce for Eala.
It's a very patriotic shirt. Guys wearing on screen.
Oh,
good rally here. Yeah.
Just long. So now it is break point for Zheng.
She is seems like she's kind of quickly figuring out how to read this serve. First game and first half of this game were not good from her. Couldn't get much back in play, but the last few points have been very well done on returns. She'll get a second serve to look at for this break point.
Double fault. And we're back on serve very quickly. Yeah. I feel like we're going to be seeing lots of breaks in this match.
Yeah, we talked earlier about Zheng's serve sometimes being a little bit of a liability. Eala has some of the same issues as well on her serve, so not a ton of pace on it. So
yeah, and it hurts to not be on grass anymore. Although this surface is really fast, so
it's fast. The weather is certainly helping. with that. But both of them eating bananas already. Trying to get more potassium.
Yeah. No, the humidity, I'm sure, is brutal.
Mm-hmm. It looks like Zheng might be switching her racket already, or maybe sending one off to get restrung. Another quick tactical change.
I love the
She
little
won't get that back
fans
for a few minutes, but
I love the little
yes.
fans they have because, like, realistically, how much is that little fan doing?
More than that umbrella, if we're being honest. Like,
Yeah.
that thing's just trapping humidity underneath it right now.
Like tennis has a lot of work to do in terms of dealing with the heat,
Mm-hmm.
which you'd think they'd make that a priority considering how hot pretty much every tournament is now.
Yeah, I mean, you try to play in summer everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's never really cold wherever the tour goes. And I mean, just the reality of climate change and what direction the overall temperature of the earth is going, it's not going to become less of a problem in the next 10 years. I love 15. A good return for me all the way down the line, just clips it. First serve goes a little bit long.
That's a great return.
It's,
really deep.
Another very good one. I think some kids in my apartment are heading out to the pool. Lots of running and screaming in the hallway. So
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah. Good rally here. Eala's forehand goes a little bit awry. This is 15-30. It was another very good return from her.
Mm-hmm.
She's unable to get much better shot off. Go and keep the point neutral for a bit.
And then an ace. Just more of that very erratic serving. You never really know what you're going to get.
That is the interesting thing about her serve. Because for a lot of people, their serve being like really good or being a little bit erratic happens over the course of matches and stretches of games. I mean, you think about like Coco Gauff, who like she can lose her serve for like 5, 6, 7, 8 service games at a time. Or someone like Rybakina will just be on fire for like 3 or 4 games and then maybe cool off a little bit. And then with the Zheng serve, it varies from point to point.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I know like everyone misses first serves once in a while and everyone gets aces. Like there's a little bit of...
I understand what you're saying though. Like the quality of her serve is just completely different from point to point.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a squash block return from Eala on that one.
Yeah. Just trying her best to get it in play.
Mm-hmm. And Zheng comes up to the net and put that one away. So 40-30 now. Ooh, that must have just barely been in for Eala's shot. Zheng a little bit late getting to that. Pops the lob a little bit long, so it's a deuce now. Catches her toss.
Great defensive shot from Eala. But it's Zheng with the backhand. Right up the line.
Zheng did very well on that, working her way back up to the baseline. At one point in that point, it looked like she was 6 to 8 feet behind it. Just kept creeping up, taking a little bit more control of that point. Great backhand.
And there's
She gets the hold.
She's definitely dealing with the returns a lot better than she did in her first service game.
The last 2 games have been a little bit of an interesting switch in momentum. She's returning better. She's handling returns better. Good sign for her early on.
It's a good serve +1 there. Just pushing Zheng a little too wide to get that shot back in play. Nice ace out wide.
Ooh. It's really good from her.
Very much mixing up the pace.
That would explain it. So 2 a.m. in the Philippines right now. So very late at night there.
They did not schedule this at a good time for them. You'd think they would have scheduled this match later so people in the Philippines and in China could watch it.
Yeah.
It's not, though. It is a stacked order of play. This tournament has quite the excellent first round matches.
Yeah, it ended up being a very good field here, especially on the women's side of the draw.
Yeah. This tournament, like, it's so, like, it feels very important, like more important than other 500s, just because it's combined and you get such a stacked field. Like,
yeah,
this is very unique on the calendar. I don't think there are any other tournaments like this.
What do you think about combined 500s? So the draws are a little bit smaller this year, so it's 32 on each side. It used to be 48. Which I'm sure is helping them.
I think it makes for some very high quality tennis, and from a spectator standpoint, you get to see men's and women's tennis. You get to see top players from both tours. So I'm a fan. I like it.
Well, I'm just going on the calendar here, trying to see what other combined 500s there are.
I mean, I know there's some with like overlap, like Queens, but that's not the same week.
Yeah. It's like Queens, the like Middle East stretch, which some of them are 1000s for the women's and 500s for the. And I don't think there's a ton where men and women are playing a 500 at the same time.
I think this might be the only one.
I think it is the only one.
Yeah, so it's very unique, this tournament.
I wouldn't mind having more like combined 500s though. You know, maybe a little bit tough to do at some place like Queens. Like, that's maybe not a great spot for it.
But no, I think that would be good. And honestly, like the whole thing with the Middle East is like, I just don't think you need two 1000s in there for the women. It just doesn't make that much sense. And I feel like you could convert one of those tournaments into a combined 500. Like, and they used to alternate between Doha and Dubai, which one would be 1000. And now, like, I don't know, the WTA calendar, I think it's just too many 1000s and also too many 500s. Like, you'll get 500s. Like, I feel like they have more 500s than the men. I feel like you get a WTA 500 all the time. And I feel like they need to scale it down a little bit.
I think we need to be more comfortable having, we're going to be doing 2-week 1000s for another 28 years or whatever. But if we are going to do that, I think we need to be more comfortable having 250s in the second week of 1000s.
Right, because if you lose first round in, say, Madrid, then you're just like stuck for 2 weeks until Rome starts.
It's kind of like the nice thing, I guess, about the Sunshine Double. Like if you do lose early in Indian Wells, they're not 250s, but there's two really good 175s that you can go play. And lots of players go to either Phoenix or what's the one in Jericho called? I can't remember what it's called, but there's a 175.
Yeah.
We're there as well. So you have like two good options.
The thing with the Sunshine Double is like, I think what makes the Sunshine Double different from Madrid and Rome and Canada and Cincinnati is that the Sunshine Double isn't connected to any Grand Slam. So like it kind of feels like a big cornerstone event of the season. So like those being extended, I don't mind as much as the others, but like with Madrid and Rome, it's like what are we doing? We're about to have the French Open, you know?
Yep. Hey, go Steve. I would like to be Californian.
It's fun.
Maybe like our prices on everything a little bit more. Cost of living is a little more manageable, but it's advantage for Zheng in this service game.
Yeah, it's been 3 deuces in a row. feel like we'll see a lot more of that. Oh, I think that clipped the net there.
That was a great point from Eala, though.
Yeah, I think she is playing the rallies a little better right now. We're not seeing as much errors from her.
Which is kind of the strength of her game. Like the longer rallies go on, typically it's better for her than for the opponent.
And then an ace down the tee. It's always helpful to have.
I just need e-bike and Hawaiian shirt, I guess. Then I'm Californian.
No, it's not an e-bike. You need the e-scooters. Those are everywhere.
Yeah. Free range tofu.
Can't say I've ever had free range tofu, but okay.
Yeah.
That's a great hold for Zheng.
Yeah, very good hold for her.
Feels like it's been going on a lot longer than 3-all.
Yeah, it has been a little bit of a slow start so far. We'll go to match. Well, what makes tofu free range? I'm still thinking about that. Like,
I don't know. I can't say I've eaten that much tofu in my life.
like
I'm sure there's
because,
some
yeah,
new
like isn't
self free range tofu, whatever that means.
Yeah, but it's a vegan product though, so
yeah.
So I know it was a joke, but like a really bad one, but like what?
Love 30 on Eala's serve. A little bit of danger here.
And it'll be a second serve here.
Oof, what a return.
Wow.
Just
very, very good.
And triple break point for Zheng.
Yeah, we got a lot of the wildfire smoke. I wasn't around too long though. Visibility was pretty bad for like a day.
Do you have the poison lettuce too?
Maybe. I have not eaten it.
Yeah, I've been avoiding lettuce.
Yeah.
Forehand goes long on that first break point.
1540 now. Okay. I didn't take that down. I don't know what happens. Oh, John is here now. That's what's going on. And that means I can stop sharing my screen, which will save me a little bit of battery. Good for me. And still got breakpoint number 2 here.
Oh, that was very well played by Eala.
Mm-hmm. That's a 30-40. Third breakpoint now. There'll be another second serve here.
Oof. Hits the top of the net and bounces back to her side. So double fault, and Zheng gets the break for 4-3.
That's pretty brutal. Zheng up 4-3. Let's see if she's able to keep holding on to her serve.
Mm-hmm.
Ghosty, I don't think they have any of those things in Europe. They're too healthy for...
They don't have that in Germany, I fear.
Yeah.
They have, healthy food that doesn't poison.
There's no such thing as a Taco Bell over there. That would blow their minds. Yeah, speak.
I feel like there's got to be like a random Taco Bell somewhere in Europe. I don't think anyone would go.
No. What country would it be in if there was one?
I don't know.
Oh, it is.
I mean,
in several countries.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
sure it's higher quality than it is here.
Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff we eat in our Taco Bell is not even like legal in some of those countries. Like, yeah. What blew my mind the first time I heard it was that, so like the crafts like singles of like just like cheese slices.
Mm-hmm.
They can't sell those in Europe because of like the chemical makeup of it. It legally can't be defined as food.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're so cooked. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have to go grocery shopping.
What's all this lettuce? Yeah. What's all this lettuce chat? The short answer is that there is a diarrhea epidemic happening in our country right now. Because some giant farm doesn't want to follow the rules. So
yeah, if you come to the US, don't eat any lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea.
Uh, 15 all now in the service game. $30-15.
Yeah, good serve there.
This is, very good serve from her. I feel like if she's able to hold this game, that she'll be able to find a way to take this first set.
Yeah, I agree. I think honestly, if she holds, she could break for the set in the next game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that was in.
And
That was an interesting ball toss. She had to like chase that.
yeah, that was not a great toss from her at all. Which I do think the toss is the thing on her serve that is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like more than anything else. Yeah, salmonella is an Italian dish with salmon. That's exactly correct.
Oh, great serve from Zheng right down the tee.
Mm-hmm.
There was a video.
I heard about this.
Oh, there's an egg recall? Bro.
Yeah, I heard about this. I haven't actually seen anything of what's happening with this, but
what can we eat?
and just eat frozen Red Baron pizza. Like that's
My God.
That's what we've just ended to. Got a good little rally going on here in this point. And
it's wide.
Yeah. Young's forehand misses and well, or deuce.
There's this video of Casper Ruud like getting his ball tossed the same spot a couple times in a row, and I feel like Zheng is like the opposite of that. And there she goes with an ace again.
Yep. Yeah. Well, at this point, she's probably had, because she's had a couple of games that have gone to deuce on her serve. She's probably at like 35 serves, somewhere around there. Probably had like 35 different tosses. And like, yeah, she's had 30. Probably had like 30 different locations she's put the ball in.
But hey, if it works.
Well. She's also hitting 40% of her first serves at the moment, so I'm not sure it is working, but.
And back to deuce we go.
Yeah.
About 40%. It's pretty bad. Good point there, coming to the net. And game point again.
We'll see if she can convert this one. Consolidate her break. It'll be a second serve. Another toss that just looked a little too far forward.
Eala went for too much in the backhand, and Zheng does hold. Felt like she definitely didn't need to hit it with that much power, and she had a good spot that she was going for, just overshot it.
I agree. Too aggressive on that one. At 5-3 now.
Yeah, I feel like for Zheng, like it would be great. I mean, obviously it would be great to break for the set, but just especially considering how tough all of her service games have been, to just get it done on return and serve to start the second set would be preferable to having to serve it out. Oh, that's a great start.
Yep.
Inside out backhand return winner.
We're 43 minutes into this match.
Oh, yeah. This might be a long one.
Yeah, it's been a little bit slow. We've got some long matches in DC already.
Yes. Last night, especially.
Yep.
The Keys Samsonova match felt endless.
Yes.
That was some strong defense from Zheng, but just couldn't get back to that ball behind her.
Oh,
That was odd.
yeah. I think that's a miss hit there.
Yeah.
Maybe off the bottom of the frame. Who knows?
Felt like she was reaching for that ball a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't set up in the right spot.
Kind of scooted it along the ground all the way up to the net. So 30-15.
That's a great serve.
That's a good serve.
Some game points for Eala.
And this is the first serve there.
Zheng's backhand goes wide, so Eala holds. Eala was everywhere in that point.
Yep.
So now Zheng will have to serve for the set. I feel like for Eala, even though she's being, served out for the set, I think she's in a pretty good position because she has been pretty close to breaking these last two games. So I think this game could go either way.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Very important question here about the Minnesota Lynx, which I'm going to the game tonight. Haven't seen Toronto play before, so it'll be fun. I don't think we're going to trade her in the season. Not when we have the best record in the league, and she's the MVP runner-up. So it'd maybe be silly to do that now. But yeah. Oh, dude, Olivia Miles is so good. She is so good. I don't know if you follow the WNBA at all, but
I've
gotten more into it. Yeah.
I follow college basketball more than pro basketball.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten into the WNBA the last couple of years. It's like I've always loved college basketball, so it's a lot of fun. actually a decent amount of people out for a Tuesday afternoon in DC.
Yeah.
It was a very warm summer day. Zheng serving for set number 1.
Good way to start. Ace out wide.
Mm-hmm. She'll take that for sure.
A little bit of frustration from Eala missing that return. Which understandable because that's, the return is very much the anchor of her game.
Yeah. 30 love now.
Couldn't quite get that +1 forehand in.
It's another good serve from her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that return kind of went right to the body. Hard to get around it.
Yeah.
And an ace down to set up 2 set points. Honestly, her service has been very consistent this game.
Mm-hmm. Well, commentators jinx double fault incoming now, but imagine.
Well, this is the first serve, so
we're halfway there.
Nope, no double fault.
No.
And Eala misses
no double
one.
fault, but
So
it is
the first set.
Yeah, she does win the first set. 6-4 after like 50 minutes. Not very quick at all.
Nope. But she got it done.
Mm-hmm. So just good for her. That was, I don't know, maybe her most straightforward service game of the match.
Yeah, for sure. Some stats. 45% first serves in for Zheng.
Yeah.
But 5 aces. That feels low. I feel like she had more aces than that.
Mm-hmm. Eala had 4 as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she had higher first serve percentage, 55%.
Yeah, fewer unforced errors. And yeah, Zheng won 35 points. Eala won 34.
Yeah,
so very close by that metric, but yeah.
It was very close in every service game.
Mm-hmm. I think for Eala, she just kind of needs to keep doing what she's been doing, honestly. Like she's playing better than the scoreboard ended up being for set 1. Mm-hmm. It is a lot more 50-50. So I don't think she needs to overthink going into the second set here. I think if she can just keep doing what she is doing, like she'll be able to maybe extend some more points. I don't know. Zheng served pretty well on first serve in that last game, but so maybe you need to do something about return position with that.
Yeah, I agree. She's been right there in most service games except the last one, and she got broken twice. She only got broken twice. So and she was pretty solid in all their other service games. So I feel like just keeping up her level. And maybe just taking advantage of some of those deuces on return.
Yeah.
Ghosty says first serves are overrated. I don't think they are.
Hard to disagree. 15 love. Zheng hits a backhander into the net. So 30 love.
Yeah, Eala, she's still definitely the more consistent player in the rallies.
Misses that first serve into the net.
Great backhand from Zheng. That down the line backhand has been working really well for her today.
Yeah, it has been. She seemed low energy. I think anyone would be a little bit low energy in these conditions, to be fair. Like it's also, it's not like she's the most expressive person on the court typically to begin with. Like she is pretty reserved. So yeah.
Yeah, I would say energy wise, she's pretty standard for her. That was a great rally from Zheng.
Yeah.
Putting a lot of pressure on Eala.
I don't know, maybe it's better, but I wouldn't say y'all is like overly exuberant at the moment either. Like both of them are pretty calm out there. Just misses that first serve.
Yeah. It was close. Very deep return. But Eala finishes off the backhand down the line. Eala did very well to get that return back in play.
A little bit of a precarious position that she was in. Now she has a game point to begin the second set.
And she gets it out in front early in the second set.
Good start. I think I've got maybe 2 more games before I have to get back to work here. But
Eala goes very big on that return.
It doesn't quite work out.
Yeah.
It could be a little bit of a look into her mindset right now, though. If Zheng is able to handle those returns a little bit better at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah. And as far as this sounds, Ghosty, I don't think that this is a wise decision to make
don't
for
do
my
that.
life.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Can end up the subject of some random Instagram page documenting homeless people in California. Wouldn't want that.
Another ace for Zheng.
Yeah. Y'all might need to take a half step or a step towards the tee. That she's getting exposed a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. She is standing very wide. And especially with, like, you just never know where Zheng is going to serve. I feel like that extreme return position might not be the best idea.
Yeah.
Zheng shot was in. I thought that was out.
Yeah.
I don't know why she retired.
I believe it was a thigh injury. Fascinating take on that situation, but yeah, she retired from tennis, Ghosty. She doesn't play anymore. She decided that was enough.
Yeah, the quarterfinals of Hamburg. That's what did it.
Sometimes it's the small things that break people. You never know. Yeah, 40-30.
I think part of the reason this match is so long is that both players just take a while to serve. And with like low first serve percentages, that just extends every point. Zhang's forehand hits the net, so to deuce we go.
Yep. Ghosty, she will be missed. And that certainly won't be her in the draws of Toronto and Cincinnati. That's her twin sister.
Yeah.
Yelena Ostapenko update.
She's
Is
she's on her side quests. She was like ballroom dancing and making cheesecake.
Yep.
She's just living her best life. She seems like she's a very good like life tennis balance.
Yeah.
Oh, what a pass from Eala. Back to deuce. Where we've been a lot. Zheng misses that first serve.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it was a great forehand.
Yeah, that was very, very good.
There are sometimes when I'm watching tennis, like without the sound on, and I'm like, I have no idea if a shot was in or out. I'm just waiting for the score to tick up, and I'm like, who won the point? Oh, and an ace to hold. Right out wide.
Yeah, really good from her.
Yeah, I mean, I see why Eala is standing so far out wide on return because, like, that serve was out wide and she couldn't even reach it.
Yeah. It's tough, though. Zheng has been serving very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
So. And I have to get back to work in a couple of minutes, so it was probably the most natural point in between games for me to hop off. But it was great being on with you for a little over an hour. But yeah, I'm sure I'll see you again sometime soon. So yeah, we're not ending the stream. Amanda will still be here, and John eventually, but I'm leaving. So see you all later.
Bye. All right, just me now. We've got Eala serving at 1-all. I feel like for Eala, like just focusing on holding would be because she's expending a lot of energy in these return games. Like they're all going to deuce. She's getting so close, like physical energy and emotional energy, just getting so close to breaking, but not quite getting there. I'm not saying she should like drop return games on purpose, but serving first, I think it's important that she keeps the scoreboard pressure. But if she goes down love 30, definitely in a little bit of danger here. Needs a first serve. Does not get one. Eala's serve, I think it's very telling that when she misses, it almost always is into the net. Like she just doesn't get enough height on it, honestly. I think that's part of her problem. But great second serve, very deep. But misses that backhand. Went down the line, but it goes wide. So triple break point against Eala. Huge opportunity for Zheng to get ahead in this set, kind of take control of the match. Although I wouldn't say, like, if she does break here, I wouldn't say it's like assured or anything. Eala gets that first serve in. Zheng, that shot goes just wide, or no, just long. Which is good for Eala because she did not get that back. So 1 break point saved. Still 2 more to go. Eala misses the first serve long this time, not into the net. So breaking the trend at least. Because I feel like when you are missing a shot a certain way, at times it's good to overcompensate just so you can find that middle ground. And she gets an unreturned serve on the second serve, so that is a second break point saved. Still one to go. I feel like if I was a player, I'd be so annoyed, and I'm down triple break point. I'd be so annoyed when the break point graphic flashes up for every single one. Like, we get it. First serve goes long. So second serve here. Goes for the body serve. And Zheng just overcooks that forehand. So to deuce we go again. Zheng, she just doesn't extend rallies very well. Like, she always tries to end them quickly, and I don't think that always works out for her. So Eala serving at deuce now. For the longer rally here. Did that go in? Wow, it did go in. Eala with a backhand that just clips the line. And yeah, the longer rallies go, the more they favor Eala. But that wasn't even a product of her being good at long rallies. That was just a great shot. I feel like you don't usually see a winner that goes that high. So it just goes to show it's a very high quality backhand. Long rally here, and Zheng again just goes along with that forehand. So excellent hold from Eala from love 40 down. And she stays out in front in the second set. Yeah, that was a crucial hold. I think that was a confidence building hold because, in the last set, she saved a couple break points, but I don't think she held in a game where she faced break points. So, that was a great hold. Stopping the match from getting away from her completely. Let's see. What else is happening in DC right now? We got Mickelson won. Avoided playing Jack Draper, who is unfortunately still injured. Yeah, did a number on the Talking Tennis group chat. No one was happy to see that. Hodar is up a set and a break on Arthur Fils. They had a great match. Where was it? Barcelona. That was an excellent match. Good to see Fils playing. He's kind of in the same camp with Draper, where it's like you just want to see them healthy at this point. But Hadar in a very good position in that match, and wow, Manarino up a set and a break on Lerner Tien. That would be a big upset. Let's see what else is happening. This is the only women's match on right now. Huh. Looks like, oh yeah, there are a lot more men's matches than women's matches today in Washington. But we got the big one later. Venus Williams is playing. If that doesn't get rained out, because I know it's supposed to rain at some point in DC today. Hopefully this match can finish before that happens. But Zheng to serve, not up break as she would have hoped with triple break point in the last game. Oh yeah, you can see the clouds moving across the court. That's a good start. Great serve. I predicted this would go 3 sets, and honestly, I'm feeling good about that prediction. Like, I just don't think Eala loses this match in straight sets. But, I mean, if Zheng keeps up her serve quality and can just keep her forehand in the court, then she could win this in straight sets for sure. Looks like it got a little windy there. You can see their skirts being a little ruffled by the wind. Very odd point there. Zheng got a little lucky on the net cord, but then the next point, the next shot, couldn't get that in play. And yeah, her forehand, it's been, I mean, literally hit or miss today. And I feel like that's how it usually is. Like, that's a very inconsistent shot, but honestly, it's been a liability in this match. Great return from Eala. Ooh! And a forehand down the line as Zheng approaches. And now it's Eala who is getting some opportunity on return. 15-30. That was an excellent shot. Both players have found the lines very well. I feel like a lot of these misses have been cross-court shots that go long or wide. Zheng misses the first serve, but it looked like she was going for the tee, which I think is a very good strategy against Eala because we were talking about she stands so far wide. And Zheng misses the +1 forehand, so now it is Eala who has break points at 15-40. Feels like she has kind of seized the momentum with that hold in the last game, and it would be huge for her to break here. But Zheng with the ace down the tee. Never count out that shot. Still 1 break point to go. But yeah, that serve down the tee has been so effective. And it's effective against anyone. But Eala's return position is definitely doing Zheng some favors. But she misses that first serve, went out wide with that. So second serve here on break point. Goes down the tee and just gets that backhand cross court. Eala didn't really have a chance to get to it, just considering where her momentum was taking her. So deuce now. What's our deuce streak? I feel like we've had a lot of deuce in a row. Another ace from Zheng for add in. Yeah, I mean, her serve. It doesn't surprise me that Zheng plays Rybakina very close. I think that they're pretty similar, honestly, because Rybakina's serve is great, but I wouldn't call her like a serve bot or anything. It's great for stretches. And I think Zheng kind of has the same thing, but smaller. But she gets the hold there for 2-all. So 2 games in a row where it has been a hold from multiple break points down. This is definitely getting tight. And yeah, it looks like the weather has changed a little bit. It looks cloudier. The rain is coming, which it's Washington, D.C. in the summer, so of course the rain is coming. I can't think of a time this tournament has ever been played without a rain delay. You know, Wimbledon this year, 0 rain delays, which is crazy. But I don't think we'll be able to say the same for DC. That's a great forehand from Zheng. Just completely opens up the court. And she needs more of that for sure. I think the inside out forehand is like one of her best types of forehands. I think the cross court has been her weakest shot today. And now Eala is down love 30 on her serve. Feels like she might be a little discouraged by not converting those break points. And not even like on deuce, not getting to another break point also. Because now that momentum that she got from her hold has been disrupted. That's a great serve from Eala. Down the tee, Zheng just can't do much with that. So 15-30 now. Still definitely some pressure. Zheng just can't. This is the type of shot she keeps missing, where Eala kind of hits a shorter ball and Zheng just doesn't really run up to get there to set up for it, and instead she just kind of leaned forward to try and hit that. And this is not the first time she's hit a point like that, and then she just hits it into the net because it's not really a viable way to get a shot over the net. But I think Eala, I mean, she hits with a lot of depth, but honestly, like, it's been working when she goes a little shorter, so I feel like she could implement that more. That is a wild backhand from Zheng, and Eala gets game point. I feel like Zheng should really be up a break at this point, but she just keeps hitting these really, really wacky errors. So now Eala with a chance to hold. Got herself out of that love 30 hole. Misses the first serve into the net. Longer rally here. Zheng with the swinging volley, but I think she missed that. She had the entire court open, and she missed it long. That was a pretty poor game from Zheng, more than it was a good game from Eala. Not that Eala played badly, but felt like every point ended in an error from Zheng. And that last one was just like she had the entire open court, and she missed. But Eala holds, stays out in front in the set. Looks like everything from all the other matches has held. The trends of who is winning. That TN match is pretty surprising. Like, not that Manarino is a bad player, but I don't know. I definitely did not see TN losing that in straight sets. And he could come back, but I don't know. From the score, Manarino's looking pretty solid. Had some 3-setters in Memphis, but I think they are suspending play because it is really, really hot there. Like, obscenely hot. Again, it was a choice to have a tournament there in July. I don't know whose idea that was, but I don't know. What can you do? This whole part of the season just hot and humid, and that's how it is. I'm sure Cincinnati, as usual, will be pretty brutal. All right, Zheng serving now. 2-3. She needs to get back on track here because she's not serving as well, except for, I mean, she was served well at the end of that last game, but in general, I just don't think she's serving as well as she was in the first set. And the errors have been really piling up. Misses the first serve. This time it's Eala who overcooks her shot a little bit, missing a forehand long. So Zheng gets the 15-love lead, starting out the game-winning point. Misses the first serve again. Let's see. What are the stats for this set? %50 first serves in for Zheng, 40% for Eala. Those are pretty low numbers. Although I guess higher for Zheng than the first set. So improvement. Another long rally here. And again, an error from Eala. This time into the net. So Zheng goes up 30-love. Now here's an interesting stat. So on first serve points for this set, Zheng has 82% won and Eala has 88% won. But on second serve points won for this set, they both have 50%. So I think that just goes to show that second serve is a weakness for both of them, but also that these are two players who are effective on return. So it doesn't surprise me that second serve points are, an area to capitalize on for the returner. But Zheng, with that second serve, wins the point. That goes unreturned. So 40-love. And like I said, for Zheng needing to get back on track, I think an easy hold here would be very welcome. That's a good serve right down the tee. Another forehand from Zheng. She just can't control it. It goes long. I think that's the thing with her, like her forehand versus her backhand. Her backhand's just a lot more solid. Like I feel that way with like two-handed backhands. You just have more control over it. And I know most players prefer their forehands, but I think, it does make sense to me when a forehand can get more out of control than a backhand. You have less control of it. But doesn't matter as Zheng gets the hold. 3-all. It's been a long set. It's been over half an hour, and it's only 3-all. I do think it's because they're missing so many first serves, and both of them have a pretty long serve routine. Like, that's what's extending the match, because there haven't been that many, like, onerously long rallies, and there is a lot of deuce, but like, there hasn't been that many extended deuces. I feel like we get to deuce and then someone holds fairly quickly. So I think a lot of it is just the speed of serve is not very fast. Eala is serving now at 3-all. Body serve, but Zheng gets a very, very deep return back, and Eala can't get that back into play. That was just an excellent return. Dealt with the body serve very well. Another great returner from Zheng, right down the line, and again, Eala can't get the return back. Another love 30 hole. This is the second service game in a row, so we'll see if Eala can find her way back again, or if Zheng will be able to get the break. And Eala just overcooks it. So triple break point for Zheng. This is the second time this set. The first time Eala didn't drop a point for the rest of the game, held from low 40. We'll see if she can replicate that result this time. I feel like I did kind of see this coming because Zheng was just so solid in her last service game. Eala misses the first serve, so it'll be a second serve. But yeah, Zheng kind of ebbs and flows, and I feel like right now she's flowing. So second serve, Eala goes down the tee. And again, she just cannot get a handle on Zheng's return. So Zheng breaks to love for a 4-3 lead. She is up a set and a break. And it's looking like she's on the verge of an upset, but, you know, I wouldn't put it past Eala to break back here. But that was a very, very good 2-game stretch from Zheng. No stress on her service game, and then gets that break to love. Her returns were very, very strong in that last game. Eala, like most of those points, were just Zhang's serve or her returns going unreturned. Unreturned return. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But I'm sure you get the gist. But yeah, tough for Eala. I still think she can break back. Like if this does go to 3 sets from this scoreline right here, I wouldn't be surprised. But Zheng is playing very, very well, so she only needs 2 more games. And speaking of upsets, Mannarino has just taken out Tien. There have been actually a lot of upsets in this tournament. Samsonova took out Keys. Very big one last night. Terrence Ottman beat Francis Tiafoe, which was shocking considering Tiafoe was having a great season. He was 3-0 against Ottman and home tournament. So that was probably the biggest upset that we've had so far. But yeah, Mannarino adds to the upset list, and Tien is out. All right, Zheng serving at 4-3 now with the break. Definitely looking to have a service game similar to her last one where she just kind of cruised through it. Starts off with, oh, that was a let. Never mind. All right, first serve here. Goes out wide, picks the same spot. Didn't quite do enough with that +1 forehand, although definitely the right spot. And Eala gets the point with, it wasn't quite a forehand down the line, but it basically was. But yeah, Zheng, I mean, definitely needed to hit that further into the corner. She kind of went a little too shallow with that, but it was the right idea with the serve +1 forehand. Misses that first serve. Definitely some opportunity for Eala here. Eala standing very far inside the baseline. And it worked as she gets that return very deep, and Zheng can't really do anything with it. Hits it into the net. So love 30 now. Opportunity for Eala to get the break back if she continues on this trend. Great serve down the tee, but getting into a longer rally now. Eala hitting with a lot of depth. Ooh, excellent shot. Cross-court forehand just catches the line, and now it is Eala with triple break point, looking to get right back on serve. She's played this game very well. Doesn't seem, I mean, I'm sure she's frustrated by getting broken, but it's not showing in her game, and that's what's important. And it is Eala with a break to love right back. And we are back on serve for all. That was a very strong return game from Eala. Now just needs to hold. And I think if she can hold here and get that scoreboard pressure, I feel like she wins this set. But let's see. I wouldn't say that she's for sure going to hold here, obviously. So Eala serving for all. And Zheng gets the first point with a very good return. Both players have kind of regressed a little bit in dealing with these returns. Like, you're seeing a lot of returns that aren't return winners, but they're not going back in play. And I feel like whoever figures out how to deal with these returns first will win this set and this match. It's a good serve from Eala. A lot of depth. But Zheng gets the point. Eala did get the return back in play, but Zheng was very much dictating that point, which you do not want to see in your service game. So love 30 now. And if Zheng wins this point, we'll have 3 love 40s in a row. But Eala gets the unreturned serve, so 15-30. She avoids that streak. First serve out wide. And Zheng again with the forehand. Just the cross-court forehand is not working at all. Goes long again, and Eala gets 230 all. Eala goes for the T serve, but misses it into the net, so second serve here. Getting into a longer rally. And again, just Zheng with the forehand. It's just not working. It's going long every time. So game point for Eala. And again, like, Zheng probably should win this match in straight sets, but if she doesn't, I think you can just point to the forehand and say that that's why. Great serve from Eala. Gets the unreturned, gets the hold, 5-4. So scoreboard pressure now. And yeah, just a great turnaround from Eala. From getting broken to love, being down a break, to being up 5-4. With the potential to break for the set, which of course would be very welcome from her. But yeah, Zheng, if she gets the forehand under control, then I don't see her losing this match. But if she doesn't, then that's something that Eala can definitely take advantage of. Oh, and here's an interesting development. Cruz Hewitt, who came through qualifying on 2 retirements, has just taken the first set over Marcos Giron. Did not see that one coming. I saw a lot of people saying that his wild card into qualifying was undeserved. So I don't know. I like when wild cards prove people wrong, when it's like Arthur Ferry at Wimbledon, when everyone's saying like, oh, the British wild cards, like they they don't deserve them, or like this person should get the wild card, and then Arthur Perry went and made the semifinals. I don't know. I love when wild cards prove people wrong. So yeah, Cruz Hewitt doing that so far in this main draw match. And Hadar still up break on Feast in that second set. He is up 5-3. So looking pretty comfortable. And doesn't seem like the rain is arriving just yet, so we've got lots more tennis today. The first round of DC is so fun. So many good matches. And just a lot of matches, and they're all high quality. So Zheng now serving to stay in the set after being up a break. Starting off with a rally. And Eala makes the first error. Backhand goes long. I feel like if that backhand, if she had just tried like putting it in instead of going for a winner, you know, the spot that she went for, I feel like Zheng would have missed that subsequent forehand. I think Eala needs not to play it safe, but she is going for too much. Zheng a little bothered by the wind, which, I mean, her serve is already so precarious. I'm sure the wind is not helping. But she gets that first serve in. And again, the forehand, it's been such a liability for her today. Almost every point she loses has been the forehand. And wow, I just said the rain looks far away. Now the rain looks like it's about to happen. I didn't know commentators jinx applied to the weather. So Zheng serving 15-all now. Not happy with the wind for sure. And misses that first serve. And it is a double fault to go down 15-30. Yeah, you can see they're showing the flags now, waving in the wind. This is a very inopportune time for it to get super windy for Zheng, but great for Eala. Zheng misses the first serve. So second serve here, and if she loses this point, then it is set points for Eala. Ooh, that almost hit the net. And Eala can't get the pass. That was a good move from Zheng to come into the net, for sure. So 30-all now. Zheng avoids being down 2 set points. Was that out? Oh my goodness. I thought that was in. I thought she got another ace down the tee, which after her serving woes this game would have been apt, but no. Second serve. And Zheng just waiting for the wind. Good body serve there, but Zheng misses the forehand off the return, and it is set point for Eala. Eala has completely turned this around from being down 4-3, down a break. And now the sun comes back. Summer weather in DC, just as unpredictable as Zheng's serve. So, set point for Eala. Zheng to serve. Goes down the tee, but it is a let, which is a shame because that was a great serve. So, first serve again. And Zheng misses that into the net. So second serve. Eala set points. Zheng gets the return back in play. Ooh, great forehand up the line, but yeah, Eala, amazing defensive lob. And Eala with a volley wins the set from down 3-4, down a break, to winning it 6-4. 3 games in a row, including a break back to love. Yeah, really, really impressive turnaround from her to take this set. And we are going to 3. I was right. But yeah, on Zheng's side, I mean, I think the wind really affected her serve, so that was part of it. But like I've been saying, the forehand has been just not up to par with the rest of her game. It's been going long most of the time. And if she wants to win this third set, then she's got to just get the forehand under control. And, like, she doesn't have to suddenly be hitting forehand winners, but, like, just getting it in. Let's see. Stats here. 45% first serves in for Zheng, 50% for Eala. So low numbers. And, again, the total points won is very close, with Eala winning 33 and Zheng winning 30. But yeah, this has been, I mean, this is just who Eala is, right? She is so resilient. You really never count her out in any match. And I think on the flip side, this is very typical of Zheng, to just not be able to capitalize on these advantages that she has against higher ranked players, at least, like, you know, nowadays with her comeback, because she's had all these opportunities to get a statement win, to get back in there, and she just can't get over the line. So yeah, and going into this third set, I'm favoring Eala for sure. She played a lot better than Zheng at the end of that second set, and I think she will win this match. But let's see if Zheng can get back in it, if she can, you know, get her serve more consistent, her forehand. But yeah, and that was a great set point from Eala too. Like, there was, when Zheng had the pass, I thought she was going to get the pass, but Eala did very well to just get over there, get that volley, and Zheng didn't really have a chance to get there. Let's see. Hodar did win against Fils, so a good win for him. Revenge for that Barcelona match. And Cruz Hewitt, who saw this coming, is up a set and a break. Good for him. Yeah. Got an interesting match later today with Diminar and Tsitsipas. Diminar is the top seed in DC, but he is, I think it's 1-12 against Tsitsipas, something ridiculous like that. It is his worst matchup. I mean, his worst matchup outside of Sinner. And yeah, I mean, that's just a brutal draw. Like, you're the top seed at this tournament, you're the defending champion, and you draw an unseeded lower ranked player who is your worst matchup. Like, that is a really tough draw for Diminar. Curious to see if he can get his second ever win over Tsitsipas, but Tsitsipas is actually playing pretty well lately. He just won a title. He won one of those clay 250s. I don't remember which one. So that'll be an interesting match. We have Venus Williams later playing Potapova, and Venus did get a win here last year. I remember she beat Peyton Stearns. So see if she can replicate that result. What else do we have today? We got Ben Shelton in action. He's playing Martin Dam. He's supposed to play Ethan Quinn, but Ethan Quinn is injured, which is a shame. And I think that would have been a really fun match and a rivalry match, Florida versus Georgia. But not to be. We have Kasatkina, Kalinskaya, which could be interesting. So far, no one who got married. Actually, that's not true. Samsonova got married and she beat Madison Keys, but Katie Bolter and Tommy Paul both lost in the first round. So Kasatkina and De Minaur, I think, are the last newlyweds to play. So we'll see how they do. And still waiting on Zheng to return to the court. So Eala just hanging out. I think she went to talk to her box for a little bit. What else? What else do we have? Yeah, Memphis. They are not playing in Memphis right now. Too hot. And Los Cabos also not playing right now. All the tournaments in Mexico only play at night. Grigor Dimitrov had to withdraw, which is a shame. He's another one of those players where you just want him to be healthy. Like, you just want to see him playing. But yeah, we'll have plenty of matches in Los Cabos tonight. And in DC, we have Nakashima and Echeverry starting. That's a matchup between those two players occupy like a very similar space. Like, I feel like they're always ranked like 30 or something like that. And they'll win like a smaller title and they'll go on a run. Like, those are two very similar players. So yeah, that should be, I feel like that'll be like a close 3-setter. Let's see, who does the winner of this play? The winner of this match will play Leylah Fernandez, the defending champion. She had a good start, beating Lynette in straight sets. Yeah, will be an interesting match either way. I mean, Fernandez went on such a good run last year to win this title. And, she's working with a new coach. I mean, she still has her dad as her coach, I believe, but she added a new coach to the team. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't predict her defending her title, but I also wouldn't have predicted her winning last year, and she did, and she had some excellent wins, so we'll see. And Zheng is back on the court. I love her Nike bag. It's so cute. I love seeing like the custom bags that players have because they all have like the red Wilson bag and stuff like that. But it's I don't know. I like seeing what kind of accessories the players bring. All right, we're about to get started here. Yeah, this is in the bottom section of the draw, so the winner plays Leylah Fernandez, and then the winner of that match will play either Alina Svitolina or Polina Kudermetova, who just won a marathon match against Buxa. All right, but getting underway here, Eala serving to start the set since she broke for the second. Great point to start. Eala dictating, which I feel like we haven't seen that much. I feel like Zheng has been in control of the rallies. She also just makes more errors, so that's an acceptable thing for Eala, but also good to see her in control of a rally here. Starting off this set, very confident. Oh, I thought that was an ace. See, this is the problem of watching tennis and I don't have the volume on. Is I don't know when something's out. I don't know when it's a let. I just need to like squint at the screen and be like, wait, what happened? Great tee serve from Eala. And just comes forward, drop volley. That was very well played. She has all the momentum right now. I think that Zheng needs to be very, very careful right now just to not let this set get away from her because, Zheng showed in the first set and the first half of the second that she is very much capable of winning this match. But, right now it is Eala who has the momentum and who is for sure the favorite to win it. That was a good second serve from Eala. A little slower, but deep. But she misses her shot in that rally, so 30-15. For Zheng, I mean, obviously would be good to break here just in general in the match, but also just to stop Eala's momentum, because I feel like if Eala holds here, gets out in front, then then the momentum is certainly carrying over. So I think Zheng just needs to at least make the service game competitive to just kind of remind Eala that Zheng is very much in this, but she can't get that return in, so a couple of game points for Eala. Goes for the body serve. And in a bit of a longer rally, Eala with a very good defensive slice. Yeah, her defense is so strong. Those defensive lobs she throws up, I haven't seen her miss a defensive lob. And Zheng just wide on that forehand down the line. And honestly, I don't think this was a case of her forehand being shaky. I think she genuinely did the best she could with that shot. But Eala holds. She is ahead in this third set. And now it is on Zheng's racket to hold herself or Eala to get an early break. Which, I mean, again, you want to break as much as possible, but I don't know if I would put much stock in an early break here, just considering how many breaks there have been in this match. So Zheng to serve now. It looks less windy. The flags aren't waving as much. But let's see. And I do think the wind affected her serve towards the end of that second set. But, the wind is unbiased and both players have to deal with it. Zheng did not. That was a poor point from Zheng. She just did not do enough with that ball. She had the whole open court and had the forehand approach and hit it just right to Eala, who hit a great passing shot. And Eala did the held up her hand and apologized. I feel like you don't need to apologize for that. It's not like it was a net court. It was just your opponent picking a bad shot to hit. Zheng goes wide on that first serve. So a second serve now. And again, Eala, very good defense, but Zheng does a great job with that put away volley, just getting it where Eala really had no chance to get to that. So 15-all now. Zheng again goes for the T serve, but misses that wide. She's been catching her toss a lot, which, I mean, we talked pretty extensively about the toss kind of being the root of the problem Oh, that's a great return from Eala. And just does such a good job with that approach forehand. Gets it right into the corner. Eala is playing very, very well right now. Little bit of danger for Zheng, down 15-30. And if she can't, if her first serve isn't as effective as it has been, then this will be a very tough set for her. Volley rally, and it is Eala who gets that backhand swinging volley, just gets it right past Zheng, and it is break points for Eala to go up an early break. And I know I just said I wouldn't put much stock in an early break, but I do think that Eala is very much in control of this match, and if she keeps playing the way she's playing right now, then it's hard to see her losing this. So, break points. It's a great serve from Zheng, but Eala gets it back in play. Eala with the forehand. It's a great defense from Zheng. But Eala slams that forehand down the line, and there is the break. 2-love for Eala. She has now won 5 games in a row from being down 4-3 with a break. And if she can consolidate, then I think she is well on her way to winning this set and winning the match. Eala to serve now. Goes for the body serve and gets the unreturned. I think the deep body serve on first serve, I feel like Eala should go for that more, because right now on her first serve, she's going for a lot down the tee, out wide. But, you know, she's kind of saving the body serve for second serves. But honestly, I think it's really effective because I don't think Zheng, I don't think improvising is one of Zheng's strengths. So I think Eala going for the body serve a little more would be good on first serve. That's a great backhand from Zheng. She did a good job forcing Eala into the corner on that point. And again, Eala went wide with that first serve, so Zheng had time to set up. She knew what shot she was hitting. So I feel like, honestly, going for the body serve on first serve might be helpful for Eala. So 15-all now. Eala looking to consolidate. And Eala, again, dictating the rally this time, and she forces the error from Zheng. Does very well. 30-15 now. Misses the first serve. I won't look at first serve percentages yet because it's been 2 games, but a couple games in, we can see how they stack up against the first 2 sets. Ooh, interesting slice serve there. That was great from Zheng. Completely dictating that rally. I mean, she was redirecting every shot very well, just going exactly where she wanted to go to Eala, and finishes it with that great forehand down the line. And I think that's what was missing from the end of the second set, was just some confidence in rallies and control. So Eala now serving at 30-all, getting a little dicey. Goes for the T serve. And I think that shot from Zheng was wide, but it doesn't really matter because Eala hit a great winner off of it. Oh yeah, it was out. Well, still a good shot from Eala to get game point now to consolidate that break. Eala goes for the serve out wide and gets the unreturned. So Eala holds for 3-love. Up a break, consolidated, halfway there, maybe. I don't know. I don't think we'll get a bagel here, but you never know. This has been a very strong start for Eala. It's been 6 games in a row now. All right, I need to grab a computer charger because my computer is going to die. So I'll be right back.
Hey, thanks for taking the time to, well, you haven't got any choice, actually. I'm just talking at you if you like. But I'm here also.
Ready? Play.
Hi, everyone, and especially hello to you, Alex Eala fans. I want to highlight something, though, that you might not be aware of, which is the fact that you can become a member. Click that button that says join. And what kind of things can you benefit if you become a member? Well, let's have a quick look. Here you can see some of the things that you will get as a member. First of all, you'll get exclusive videos that'll only be for you first. Secondly, you'll get other videos that will never be released to the public, just for you members. There are various different levels of membership, but you can begin by just becoming a member from as little as €2, £2, or $2 per month. That's a little over 100 Philippine pesos a month. So not much for some extra content, including some Alex Eala content. In fact, if we look at 2 recent uploads, we've got some of her practices and returns and slices, plus footage of her meeting, greeting, and signing autographs for fans. We've also got an unedited preview and prediction here of her upcoming clash in Miami. And we also have an unedited video of her being interviewed by myself last year in Portugal. Completely unedited. And
Okay, we're back. My computer is alive. And Zheng just double faulted to give Eala the first point of this game. This is a must hold for Zheng because 1 break against someone like Eala, you know you can get that back. But 2 breaks is definitely a different story. But yeah, strong serve from Zheng there to get to 15 all. But yeah, it's been pretty dominant from Eala since Zheng got the break in the second set, which, you know, not really what you'd expect from that moment. That's a great return from Eala, but Zheng too good with the +1 forehand. Gets it right back in play. So 30-15 now. Zheng looking to get herself on the board in this set. Misses that first serve, which I feel like I've said that a lot. Second serve down the tee, and it is a inside-in backhand return winner from Eala. Feels like she read that serve very well. She knew exactly where it was going. She was on top of it as soon as it landed, and it gets her to 30 all. Zheng in a lot of danger here. I know I said I don't think it'll be a bagel, but you know what? Very well could be. But that is a great ace out wide from Zheng. Took a while to set up for that serve, and it was worth it. So Zheng with a game point now, just to get herself on the board in this third set. Serve goes up the tee. Incredible defensive return from Eala, and Zheng has to hit a smash from the baseline, and that smash goes way, way long and wide. Honestly, she really did not have to do that much with that. It's been a frustrating watch because Zheng is playing very well. She just getting in her own way on a lot of these points. So deuce now. Zheng misses the first serve into the net. Yeah, I mean, Ayala's, like I said before, her defensive lobs are incredible. But Zheng just really messed up with returning that. And it is a double fault from Zheng as her second serve goes long. And Eala has break point to go up for love for her 7th game in a row in this match. Eala has won 4 of 6 break points, and Zheng has only won 3 of 8. Zheng misses the first serve, so it'll be a second serve return for Eala on this break point. And Zheng cannot get that shot back in play after Eala's return. So Eala 7 games in a row for love. And Zheng just 2 very poor points when she was up 40-30 and had game point to hold. So yeah, Eala is now serving with a double break lead. A bagel is still on the cards. And it is looking like an Eala win, but this is tennis, and any sort of comeback is always possible. So let's see. Eala serving now to go up 5 love. This is quite the turnaround. Oof, Zheng with a really, really excellent return winner. I mean, Eala's second serve, there wasn't much on that, and I think Zheng read that pretty well, knew exactly where to hit it. So a sign of life for Zheng. Eala misses that first serve. After this game, I'll look at first serve percentages. And misses the second serve. So double fault, love 30. And I mean, this is why the insurance break is so important, right? Because even if this trend continues in the service game and Eala gets broken, she'll still have a 4-1 lead. And you know, this, like, a moment like this is so much different when you have a double break versus 1 break. Because with 1 break, it's all of a sudden the match is back even, but with a double break, it's, you know, if she can't hold on to her serve here, she is still very much ahead. Lands that serve in a bit of a longer rally. And Eala tries to redirect her forehand, but misses it wide, so triple break point. Some chances for Zheng to get on the board here after she failed to in her last couple service games. And I mean, just as importantly, chances for Zheng to break Eala's streak of games, because right now Eala is on an absolute tear. Eala gets unreturned serve on that first break point, so 2 more to go. And that was a good spot. Hit it wide, very low, so Zheng couldn't really get that back over the net. So second break point now. Eala goes for the body serve and gets another unreturned. And I feel vindicated because I was talking about the effectiveness of her body serve on the first serve, and that point showcased it very well. So 1 more break point. Eala goes up the tee and getting into a rally. It's first time on break point in this game. And Zheng just overpowers Eala there, and she gets the break. She gets on the board. Eala's streak stops at 7 games, which is very impressive. And yeah, Zheng gets one of those breaks back, but Eala is still up 4-1, playing well. And it'll take a lot from Zheng to fully get herself back in this match. But as promised, let's look at stats for this set. Wow, okay, this is very telling. 76% first serves in for Eala in the third set, which is much higher than any number has been in this whole match for either player. And we have Zheng with 56% first serves in for this set. But this very telling stat is that Zheng has only won 30% of first serve points, and Eala has won 70%. And the second serve points, I mean, neither of them have played that many, so I'm not going to put that much stock in it, but the second serve points percentages are very, very low. 20 for Eala and 13 for Zheng. So yeah, so Eala is stronger on serve, at least by the stats, than she has been in the first 2 sets, which is telling to how the scoreboard looks. But as we saw in that last game, definitely still is vulnerable on serve. We have another women's match starting in DC. Kalinskaya is up an early break on Kazatkina. Let's see what else we have. Cruz Hewitt won his match against Giron in straight sets. That's a big win for him. And he has earned that qualifying wildcard, I'd say. And we have Nakashima up a break on Echeverry. So yeah, bit of a lull right now on the grounds in DC, although I don't know which doubles matches are happening right now. Oh, there's no doubles happening right now. So yes, bit of a lull. But you'd think they want to get some more matches on, just considering the weather forecast. All right, Zheng serving here. Very long rally for this first point. Eala is everywhere, but cannot get to Zheng's last shot. Great backhand down the line. And I mean, Zheng holds here, then this set is a lot closer. You know, Eala still has the break, but, you know, Zheng has proven she can break back. And if Zheng holds here, it's a much closer gap than it has been. Zheng, again, just taking a while to serve with the wind. And yeah, I mean, the length of this match is, a lot of it is both of these players just take a long time to serve. You know, it's like the opposite of, like, say, a Bublik match where, like, service games are over in 45 seconds. And he doesn't set up at all. Oh, that was an odd point. Oh, again, the sound. Zheng's shot was out, so that's why Eala just kind of lifted that shot back over the net. So 15 all now. And I think, you know, Eala has the break, but getting the insurance break back would be very beneficial, just considering that her serve isn't overly, I mean, it's not unreliable, but I wouldn't call it like a surefire thing. So Zheng with a second serve here now. Shocking. And it is a double fault. So Eala will have a couple pressure points here. Yeah, Zheng serve. Now Zheng serve I would call unreliable for sure. And like I was talking about with Carson, it's one of her biggest strengths and also probably one of her biggest liabilities. And there she goes with an ace down the tee, following a double fault. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, then I don't know what does. It doesn't surprise me that all of Zheng's matches against Coco Gauff are really, really chaotic, because those are two players who have the highest highs and the lowest lows on serve. I'm thinking of their like WTA finals, Rome, like they always play the craziest matches. As Zheng gets another ace for game point. This is a very crucial hold, because, you know, it's the difference between 4-2, just down one break, and Eala serving for the match. Zheng goes down the tee, but misses that +1 forehand. And again, just that forehand coming back to haunt her. I mean, she had the whole open court. Eala was moving away from the court towards the doubles alley, and she just went way, way, way too wide on that. So now back to deuce, as I feel like it's actually been a while since we've had deuce, but we're back. Zheng goes out wide. Oh my goodness. Eala with a pretty shallow defensive lob, and Zheng just hits that overhead right into the net. Djokovic-esque. So break point now for Eala to go up 5-1. And Zheng, I mean, it's the same story as that service game she had as the last one. She was up 40-30, had a very good opportunity to hold, and then just played some pretty terrible points. But let's see if she can get it back. She misses that first serve into the net, so we have a second serve here, as we've had for most of the match. Zheng goes for the body serve, and Eala gets it in play. Eala with a excellent backhand up the line, right on the baseline, right in the corner. And she gets the break, insurance break right back for 5-1. So now Eala will serve for the match. She was down a set and a break. It was looking a little dire, and she has just completely roared back. Never really seemed too discouraged. Yeah, just shows what a fighter she is. And that's such a strong aspect of her game, honestly, is that she doesn't get discouraged by these deficits. So Eala serving for the match. Starts off with a body serve. And getting into a longer rally here. And she hits basically the same exact backhand that she just hit, down the line, right into the corner. And just too good for Zheng to handle. So 15 love now. Yeah, they're showing it again. Wow, that was a great backhand. I think that was a let. They gotta make a stream that's like just the the sounds of the court, but no commentary, because obviously I don't want to be like conflicting with the commentators talking and me, but then it leads to moments like that. Eala just wide, or actually pretty wide on that forehand. So 15-all now. People in the crowd wearing Alex Eala hats. She's got fans wherever she goes. Eala goes for the body serve again. Whoa. That was an odd point, with Zheng just kind of hitting the ball right back at Eala, but Zheng eventually puts it away with a volley. $15-30 now, as Eala is serving for the match. Serves out wide. Shallow return from Zheng. That was honestly pretty effective, but Eala got it back, and Zheng's subsequent shot goes long, so 30-all. I think that was a bit of a mishit return. It almost worked as like a drop shot return, which you don't see too often. But Eala just a little too quick to get there. So 30-all will either have a break point or a match point coming up next. Eala serves, goes for the body serve, but it's way long, so second serve. Zheng dictating this point, kind of running Eala around the court, but Eala is doing a good job getting the ball back in play. And Zheng with the cross-court forehand just cannot control it, goes wide, and Eala has a match point. And that was just, I mean, Zheng, that point was kind of a microcosm of how this match has been, because Zheng was in control, hitting the ball very well, very cleanly, and then just kind of shanks a forehand. It goes wide, out of control. And Eala was really solid in that point and did well to just keep getting the ball back. And that's kind of how this match has been. So Eala is serving with a match point. Serves out wide. And Zheng again misses the forehand, and Eala, from a set and a breakdown, she won 7 games in a row to turn it around. And she wins that third set 6-1. And she's moving on to the second round, where she will play defending champion Leylah Fernandez. And this was a great win for Eala. I mean, she looked very much down and out, and she just completely turned it around. And like, it wasn't even like she, scraped out of a set and then the next set was close. Like, no, she had the momentum, she flipped it, and she just kept it going through the end. But yeah, great win for her. Hi.
Just a moment.
If I look like I'm out of breath, like someone who's been playing in the humidity of Washington, I decided to go for a run. But I'm not bit up much of a sweat, because I went for a run. I think it might have been 3 love, and so.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but listen, let's not indulge in my run. Let's talk about the run that Alex Eala is potentially beginning. What was the main thing behind either the turning point or ultimately Eala winning for you?
I mean, I think Eala just did a good job staying steady throughout the whole match. I think it very much depended on how Zheng was playing, because she had very high highs and very low lows. She was very streaky, and I think Eala did well to take advantage of that and just keep forcing the extra ball. And, towards the end of that second set, she also was playing a little bolder, definitely serving better in the third set, so that definitely helped too.
Yeah, also regarding the serving stats, I was listening to you whilst I was out running. And I often listen, I've watched a lot of Eala matches in the last 18 months since that Miami dream run of hers. And if she's getting 60+%, which probably across the whole match, was she getting close to that in the end?
Let's look.
I know in the third set, you were like, I think at one point you said it was 76%
Yeah,
or
it was
something like
really
that.
high in the third set. It was
Yeah,
57% for the whole match.
57.
72
Okay.
for the third set.
Got it. Ideally, sort of 60 plus gives her a good chance of beating most players. When she comes up against the elite, it needs to be a bit higher. And again, that is often surface dependent as well. But what about Zheng? Was there a sort of a fall off from her as well at fourth? Because let's remind those that are just tuning in or even watching this on playback that Zheng was 2 holds away from winning this match at 6-4, 4-3, right?
Yeah, I mean, at 4-3 when she was serving, I think the wind started to pick up, and I think that really affected her serve. So that was definitely part of it. And then the errors on her forehand really piled up, and they were there the whole match, but especially towards, I mean, in the third set, like most of the points she lost ended when she missed a forehand wide.
Right. Where does this leave Qinwen? Because it's been a struggle for her since she came back on the tour this year. I mean, she missed chunks of last year. I think she, towards this end of last season, and you're missing the US Open. She comes back, I think, probably a little bit early to play the Asian swing. I understand the temptation, but that didn't work out. And then did she miss the Australian as well this year?
I can't remember. I
think she did.
I feel like
I
she
think
did.
she did. Yeah, I think she missed it.
Yeah.
And I think she came back sometime during, but she's been back on the tour for a while. I mean, I'm just going back through some of her results, and yet it hasn't felt great for her. Yeah, Qatar. She played the first tournament of the year in Qatar. Actually, that went kind of okay. I think she may even. I'm just looking at her result against Rebecca in the round of 16 where she lost in 3
Yeah, that
sets.
was a competitive match.
Yeah, right. She had 3 really good competitive matches. For her first tournament back, she plays Kennen, Parks, and Rebecca. So a tough draw in many respects. And she came through the first 2 in 3 sets and then lost in 3 sets. But that was back in Qatar. But it was an injury hit 6 months, let's say. And then, I don't know. I mean, she lost early in Indian Wells. She made the round of 16 in Miami. Clay, which is a surface for her that is normally pretty good, but included a first round loss to eventual finalist Falinska. And then the grass really wasn't much better as well. Sort of a lot of losses there, early losses, including at Wimbledon in the first round as well, albeit a difficult first round draw against Siniakova. So it's been, I don't think she's made a semis of any tournament since she returned to the tour.
Yeah, I mean, it's been tough. And I do think like with matches like this and her match against Rybakina, like she's been there. She's been pretty close. And I feel like she just needs one big win. Just like
today, maybe.
To get it like today, because she has these opportunities against higher ranked players and she just hasn't been able to take them. And I feel like once she is able to take just one, then I think that'll boost her and get her, you know, back into rhythm, maybe a little more confidence. And like, I don't know. I don't know if I see her like getting back to the top 10 with the way she's been playing, but I do think that, you know, she can get back up the rankings at the very least.
It's still another good win for Alex Eala. I'm not sure where Qinwen is currently ranked, but I'm guessing pretty far down.
I think it's like outside the top 100.
Is it outside the top 100? Yeah. And yet, if Qinwen, as and when Qinwen does get back to normal ways, presumably she'll probably be a top 20 player. Whether she'll get back to the heights of reaching slam finals anytime soon or winning gold medals at Olympics, that will have to wait. But it's still another good win, especially being down a set and a break for Alex. I mean, you highlighted some of her strengths, and one of them is, in fact, even at 4-3 down, you said, I don't think this match is anywhere near done yet.
Yeah, I was right at the beginning of the match. I said Eala in 3.
Oh, did you? I said Eala in 2 tight sets, but I also said that most, except for a beatdown for either player, 2 tight sets for Zheng or a 3-set win for either player. All of those scenarios seem pretty plausible. But yeah, 4-3 down. I mean, I guess she was having a look at the Qinwen serve often enough for you to have that confidence that she could get the break back.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of Zheng's service games went to deuce. So there were opportunities there.
Yeah. Well, eventually she did break back, and of course you highlight that grit and determination, which is one of the reasons, but sometimes I think it's overstated in Alex's case. I think there's a lot else at play, particularly on surfaces that she prefers. North American hard court swing should be something. We've seen her go through this grass court sort of evolution, maybe even revolution in many respects, bearing in mind she wasn't really playing on that surface very often until the last couple of years. And yet we've just seen, oh, hello, this sort of suits her game pretty well. But she grew up on hard courts. She told me last year that is her preferred surface. And she got her first slam win at the US Open last year. Now, she's obviously backed that up with more slam wins since. But this could be a particularly fruitful period of the year where she hasn't got a heap of points to defend.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, that US Open match, that took so much out of her for the next round. And I feel like if she can, even this match was much, much calmer than that. And if she can get calmer wins, then I think, and just keep her legs, stay well physically, then I think she can go further in these North American hard court tournaments.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Just to quickly sort of elaborate on that defending points, I think she lost to Vondrousova pretty early I don't think she played Washington last year. And I think she lost to Vondrousova pretty early in, I think it was Canada. Or did she prevail in that? I think she lost to Vondrousova early in Canada last year, but I'm just going to check. But on top of that, yes, she had one win at the US Open, but just the one. And really, it's probably not until the 125 title that she won in Guadalajara, and it is a 125. So again, you're not even if you don't defend that title or those points, you're not losing a huge amount. She obviously has some good wins during the Asian swing as well, so plenty to defend there. But in the meantime, for the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks at least, I would suggest it's not too bad. I'm just tracing it back. Yeah, I've got as far as the US Open last year, but I think she lost to Vondrousova in Canada 2025. I feel like that happened, but I could be
I don't
imagining.
remember.
Yeah, she played, I think, Vondrousova. I'm just going to check that to be 100% sure, but I think it was Vondrousova there. Yeah, Vondrousova beat her in 3 sets. Eala won the first set and then went down. I think it was a bit of a physical battle. I think both were struggling at various points, but eventually Eala losing the final 2 sets, 1 and 2 in Cincinnati. I don't remember. Did she even play Cincinnati last year? Gonna have a look before we deceive our audience. She did play. Oh no, she pulled out because with a shoulder injury, which I think we did see on her shoulder sort of thing at times in that US Open run as well, where she beat Towson. So that shoulder injury, which I think disrupted her match against Vondrousova, meant she didn't play Cincinnati. So just, I think, one win probably at the US Open is all she's defending. Yeah. And I'm highlighting that because she might during this next 4 to 6 weeks break into the top 20, which will get the Eala haters in all sorts of a tailspin. Okay, let's look forward now to a match against Leylah Fernandez. Now, these two played earlier this year in Stuttgart. Somebody did the watch along for that. Was it you?
I don't think I was even here when that happened.
Oh, really? Somebody did a watch along for it, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't me. But anyway, we did a watch along for it. These two players have been compared. In fact, I even highlighted the comparisons to Alex myself last year, and she seemed a bit like she was like flattered by it, but she wasn't like thinking, oh, this is someone that, you know, I modeled my game on, or someone that I've heard many people compared to before. But the reason why I made that comparison, and the reason why others have made it, is they're both lefties. They're both of a similar stature. They've both got this unbelievable grit and determination from the baseline. They've both, take the ball early as and when they possibly can, because that is some way for someone of their stature to sort of take charge of points. I think there are many differences, but both of them excel on a hard court as well. Probably one of the differences would be that if this was on grass, I would probably lean Eala, although Layla's had some decent results on that surface. If it was on clay, Layla every time. But how do we feel about this matchup, Amanda, on the hard courts of Washington?
Yeah, I think it'll be a long match for sure. I don't know. I think I'm gonna lean Fernandez just because I mean we know she can play well at this tournament, and she was very, very dominant in her opening match. Whereas today, I mean, obviously Alex played very well, but I do think a lot of this win was just on Zheng's racket and her errors and her, not maintaining her lead. So I don't know, Layla just looked a little more convincing to me. So I think I'm gonna lean Fernandez, but I feel like this will be a very close match.
I think it's really tough to call. That match that they had in Stuttgart was a pretty comfortable win for Layla. 1-4. So Eala is one of those sort of first sets that ran away from her, but then she managed to get her teeth into the second. But ultimately, there was a big gap between the two, particularly on this surface. And Layla actually had a really good tournament. I remember a match she had with Zeynep Solmez after that one, which was an epic that she retrieved, I think, a double break deficit before prevailing, and then had a classic 3-setter with Rebecca before bowing out of that tournament. As I said, I think on clay, I would lean in a big way Layla. Layla being the defending champion also affects my thinking. It's a really tough draw, though. If Layla ends up coming close to defending her title, I don't know if you've seen her potential draw, but I remember thinking, because I thought Lynette was a real difficult first round for her, and I thought that could be, a banana skin for her, but she prevailed or just losing just 5 games today. And I've got the draw on the screen, so I'm just scrolling down to it.
Yeah.
So if Fernandez gets past Eala, it'll probably be Svitolina in the quarters, and then maybe Naomi Osaka in the semis, maybe Emma Navarro. I have personally, I had Navarro get into the semis, but I think there's a big shout there for Osaka and maybe even Kruger to upset things. But whoever she plays in the semis is going to be tough, and then of course the final could well be Pegula as well. So tough defense of the title potentially for Layla, right?
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, her draw last year was also brutal, and she won the tournament. So you never know. I mean, with Fernandez, it's like you just never know when she's going to turn it on and become the 2021 US Open finalist. And when she does, she's pretty hard to beat.
What do you think could be the sort of, so you're leaning Layla. I'll give you my prediction in a moment. But what do you think might be the sort of deciding factors in this Layla versus Alex matchup?
I think Fernandez will be pretty effective on return, and maybe a little more than Zheng was. And I mean, Fernandez doesn't have as strong a serve as Zheng, but I think she can hang better in rallies with Eala. And I guess just because the thing with Eala that she kind of did in rallies today, she just kept getting balls back, and then Zheng would make an error. And I mean, Fernandez also can be error prone sometimes, but I think she will be able to extend rallies a little better.
Yeah, I think so too. Less error prone. I think another thing in Layla's favor compared to Qinwen is that she has now played a match, a decent match as well. I think there are 2 factors at the end of someone's career when we go, for some reason, they always do well at this tournament, or some reason they always do well at this time of year. Of course, surface is the obvious thing and all the rest of it, but there are 2 other factors. I think there is something in, the conditions, etc. I mean, I was talking to Andrei Rublev about this last week, and even if it's exactly the same surface, he felt very good on the Scandinavian clay and not very good at all on the Portuguese clay, especially in terms of the wind and the high bounce. And hard courts can also have their variations as well. They shouldn't necessarily have as many, but they do. And the other thing is, I think, muscle memory. I think it does play, even if it's just 1 or 2%, whereas a lot of matches can be just decided by 1 or 2 points, even if it's a straight sets win. Sometimes that's often the case. And I think muscle memory can help. You just go out and it's like, oh, I feel good here. It's good to be back. Even if you've had a bad sort of 6 months or whatever, it's like, okay, this is a place where I've won before and I know I can do it again. And especially as Layla came through some hard battles last year and a confidence boosting win today against Magda. And I think it'll stand her in good stead. Alex, for me, if she is to win, I mean, it's not exactly rocket science. I highlighted it already. Get that. She needs that percentage up. I mean, I heard her saying recently about her serve. Some people think, oh, the service is a weakness. Why didn't she improve it? Well, she does work night and day on trying to improve that serve. But the best shortcut she can do at the moment is to get that first serve percentage up. Because if it's at 65, 70%, and often it is, she wins a lot of tennis matches and she'll have a good chance of beating Layla. The other thing is return. Again, not rocket science. It's one of Alex's huge strengths. She can attack that Layla. I would even say first serve, but definitely the second serve. If she's got that strike zone, if she hits that at the right ball point, then she could be very difficult to beat. But like you, I'm just leaning Layla Fernandez, maybe in 3 sets. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Fernandez in 3 sets.
All right. Big thanks for today, Amanda. You did a couple of sets on your own. You did 3 sets and a little bit more as well. 3 sets and a warm down as well. So thanks for that. And we'll catch up with you again soon.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.